Hello, students. I hope everything is fine. So, today I'm gonna complete the second part of the first chapter, A Letter to God. Okay. So, in my previous class, we stopped here, question number 4, which is in page number 5. So, let's start with the next paragraph. Right. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house, in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope held from God. So, students, you may underline the word solitary. Solitary means alone, or in other words, it means single. Okay. So, this a very single house, the only house that belongs to Lencho, which was in the middle of the valley. Okay. So he lived alone. I'm sorry, with his family, but there was just a very single house. So as I've explained to you in my previous class that all his crops were being destroyed by the hailstorms, and for that reason he was so frustrated. Still then, there was a single hope, okay? The only one hope, a help from God. So what is the only one hope? Lencho is going to get help from God. The single hope. Yeah? And here the next paragraph, it says, see, the quotation double inverted comma has been given here. It says, don't be so upset even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. Same, like, that's what they say, no one dies of hunger. Here again, the double inverted comma has been given here. Right, so students, remember that even though we have lost everything in our life, see, seems like a total loss, we should never give up. See, let's not be upset, and let's remember that no one dies of hunger, whatever the consequences in our life. See, that's what they say. So this is something that we can learn from this lesson, that we can learn from our life. See, no one dies of hunger, whether rich or poor. Okay. So the next point, all through the night, Lencho thought only of his only hope, see, the help of God. So the only hope that he can expect at that moment was the help of God, or the help from God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. So conscience means here, if you look at the word's meaning, it says an inner sense of right or wrong. Yeah. Lenchos was an ox of a man working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday, at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. Okay. So students, throughout that night, that particular night, okay, Lencho was thinking only about his one hope, the single hope. That means the help from God. He was expecting that God will surely help him, and he believed that God knows everything. Okay, God can, understand. God can seize our conscience, our inner feeling what is right or wrong. Yeah. So Lencho has a strong faith in God. And here the next point, the writer or the author compare Lencho as an ox. Ox is a very strong animal who works in the field, especially while plowing, right? So Lencho was comparison ox. He was a very strong man, work in, say, like an animal in the fields. But though he was a very hard working man, a very hard farmer, Lencho knows how to write. Okay, Lencho knew how to write. So what happened was that the following Sunday, the next Sunday, at daybreak, Lencho, he wrote a letter, okay, to God, asking for help. And he would carry that letter that he wrote to God to town and mail it, okay, place it in the mailbox, which is in the post office. And there was a letter to God. It was nothing less than a letter to God. So he wrote a letter to God asking for help. So what was he asking? Let's see to the next paragraph. Okay, so God, he wrote, see, inverted comma has been given here, double inverted comma, okay, a quotation. It says, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm, see, because the hailstorm, it's incomplete, because the hailstorm destroyed all my field or all his corn. Now, here the meaning of pesos is clearly given here. Pesos means currency of several Latin American countries, like we Indian use a rupee. Okay, so it's the name of a currency. Okay, so in that letter he wrote to God that, God, if you do not help me and my family, and we will die very soon this year. And he also mentioned that, God, I need 100 pesos so that I can sow, seed sowing my field once again, and until the crops comes, means until the crop grows, because all these crops has been destroyed by the hailstorm. Yeah, and we go to the next paragraph. He wrote to God. So Lencho addresses, see, to God, double inverted comma. It was written on the envelope. Put the letter, and then, still troubled, went to town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. So what did Lencho do? See, on the envelope he addresses, okay, to God. And then he put the letter inside. Still troubled means still confused, still not happy. He went to town, and at last he reached the post office. And after that he placed a stamp on the letter. And after that he dropped his letter, okay, a letter to God, into the mailbox. All right. The next paragraph. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. All right, now there was an employee, okay, one of the employees. He was a postman and he helped at the office as well. So he took Lencho's letter, and the postman went to his boss. His boss is the postmaster, okay, the boss. And when he saw Lencho's letter addressing to God, see, he was surprised. So he started to laugh heartily, and he showed the letter to his boss. And that postman has never seen such kind of letter, a very unique letter throughout his career. Because see, on the letter Lencho addresses to God, see, so it's a kind of surprise for everyone, right? Okay, here now the postmaster, affect, amiable. Amiable means friendly and pleasant. So students, a question might come like, describe the physical appearance of a postmaster. How does he look like? So the postmaster is a fat man. A Mabel means a very friendly person. So we move to the next page. Right, a fellow, the postmaster was a very friendly person, yeah, and also broke out laughing. But almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letters on his desk, commented, "What fate!" See, there is an exclamation mark, right? I wish I had the fate of a man who wrote this letter, starting up a correspondence with God. Now, the postmaster too, okay? The moment, or as soon as he saw the letter written by Lencho, he started to laugh heartily, like a postman. But after a few minutes, what happened immediately? See, the postmaster, he became very serious. So he started tapping the letter on the desk, tapping, tap, tap, tap sound, right? And commented, he said, "Oh, what a fate." So he said that he wished that he had a fate like Lencho, who wrote a letter to God. And Lencho started having a correspondence with God. Correspondence means, sending a letter, sending a text messages, or having a relationship with God. So the postmaster said, "Oh, what a fate Lencho has got." He wished that he had a fate like Lencho, having a relationship, started texting with God. All right, let's move to the next paragraph now. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, here shake means, shaking, or in other words, you can say shake means here discourage. The writers is Lencho, okay, Lencho's faith in God. The postmaster came up with an idea, answered a letter, but when he opened it, it was evident that to answer he needed something more than goodwill, ink, and paper. See, but he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. Students, I believe you must be knowing the meaning of charity. Charity means, giving away your property, your money, your things to a needy person or to a poor people. Okay, right. So, in order not to disappoint Lencho's faith in God, the postmaster he came out with a new idea. Okay, he decided that he decided to help Lencho. So he asked money from his employees, from his co-workers, those who are or who were working in the post office, okay? And even the postmaster, he himself gave part of his salary, and many of his friends, his several friends, were very much obliged, were very much more than happy to help Lencho as a kind of goodwill, more than a goodwill, okay? And as a foreign act or as a kind of a charity or foreign act of a charity. Yeah, okay. Now, next paragraph, let's see what happened. It was impossible for him to gather the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, and with it, a letter containing only a single word with a signature, God. Okay, remember this word, okay? A single signature, God. Great. Now here what happened? The postmaster, he did his best, okay, to collect 100 pesos, but it was not possible for him to collect the full amount. That was 100 pesos. All he could collect was a little bit more than half, which means more than 50%, yeah. And then after collecting more than half, more than 50%, or more than 50 pesos, the postmaster put the money that he has collected in an envelope, and on an envelope he has written to Lencho, addressing to Lencho, okay, containing just a single word, or you can say a solitary word with the signature God. Yeah. All right. Now let's quickly look at the oral comprehension check, your understanding check. Question number 1: Who and what did Lencho have faith in? You know the answer, right? The answer is God. And what did he do? What did he do after that? It's clearly written in the textbook in page number 5. And question number 2: Who read the letter? Is it the postman or the postmaster? It's the postman, right? And question number 3: What did the postmaster do then? After that, what did the postmaster do? He showed a letter to his boss, and answer is given in page number 5, the last paragraph, even here. So in case this kind of question comes in the exam, okay, the words limit would be around 30 to 40 words. It carries 2 marks each. So students, I have already given you these notes, so please study at home, okay? Now we move to the next paragraph. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter to him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment, if you want, you can underline it. Contentment means satisfaction, satisfied, of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on him from his office. Okay. All right. So the following Sunday, which means the next Sunday, Lencho went to the same post office, but that day he went a little bit earlier than usual, and to ask if there was any letter for him. And it was the same postmaster himself. Remember the postman? Sorry, not postmaster. The same postman who laughed at Lencho, right? Remember? And he was the same person, and the same postmaster. He himself handed letter to Lencho. And at that time, the postmaster was very happy, very satisfied of a man, because they have done a good deed, right? Helping, giving charity to a poor people. So he looked on them from his office. Okay, right. The next paragraph. Lencho showed no the slightest surprise on seeing the monies. Such was his confidence. See, when Lencho saw the money, okay, he was not surprised at all, slightest, not surprised at all on seeing the money, because that was his confidence level. See, he was so confident, he was so sure that God will surely help him. See, so this sentence shows that Lencho has a very strong faith in God, a very tremendous faith in God. Okay, but he became angry when he counted the money. God could have, sorry, could not have made a mistake, nor could be he could deny Lencho what he has requested. But when Lencho counted the money, it was less than 100 pesos. It was more than 50, okay, 50 pesos, but less than 100 pesos. So Lencho became very angry, and he made a complaint to God. How can God made a mistake? How can a God denied? Denied means refused, okay? What he had requested. See, what did he request? He was here. Lencho requested for 100 pesos, but he got less than 100 pesos. So he was surprised, and he was complaining to God. Okay. So what happened in the next paragraph? Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for a paper in ink, and on the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling on his brow. Students, if you want, you may please underline these four words: wrinkling on his brow. Wrinkling means the wrinkle, the wrinkle on the face. His brow means the eyebrow. This is about a facial expression, okay? We change our facial expression when we are angry, when we are sad, and when we're happy, okay? So caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp which he licked and then affix means to fix, stuck, okay? Stick, stuck, okay? So what about next? Without wasting any time, okay? Immediately or the moment he counted the money. See, as soon as he counted the money, he was not happy because the money was less than 100 pesos. So what did he do? Lencho went up straight to the window and to get paper and ink, and he went towards a writing table, okay, used by the public, okay, which was in the post office, and he started to write another letter to God with much, wrinkling on his brow because he was making an effort, okay, he was trying his level best effort, okay, working he had to make to express his ideas. Miss Lencho was confused. He was not happy, not contented, and he was confused. Why did God refuse what he has requested? So he was making an effort to express his ideas. And when he finished writing a letter, he went straight to the window and he bought in past tense a stamp, and then he licked it and then stuck to. Let's see what happened in the next page. Okay, to the envelope with a blow on his fist. So he stuck the stamp on the envelope with a blow of his fist, a hand, yeah. And the moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. He said, God, of the money I've asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest since I need it very much, but don't send it to me through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lencho. Here, crooks means a cheaters, okay? A thief. So if you look at the picture here, this is Lencho with a bald head, yeah? And this must be the postmaster. So Lencho was standing here and he was trying to stamp an envelope. And look at the counter. He was giving the envelope, okay? A letter to God also. It's a very nice picture, right? Okay. So okay. So what happened as soon as the letter written by Lencho for the second time fell into the mailbox, the postmaster, okay? This time is the postmaster, not the postman. The postmaster, he immediately, okay, went to open that Lencho's letter. And on that letter, Lencho has mentioned that, hello God, dear God, you have sent me the money I've asked for, but you did not send me the full amount. All you could send me was 70 pesos, so 30 pesos were missing. So please send me the rest amount, the 30 pesos. Because, since means because, isn't it? Or the other meaning for since is for, or as. So as I need it very much, because I need it very much. So there are so many meaning in English, okay? So he said that please send me the remaining 30 pesos because he needs it very much. And he also mentioned that please God do not send the money through the mail because I believe that these post office employees are a bunch of cheaters. Signature Lencho. So Lencho believed that those 30 pesos were being stolen by the post office. But in fact, the post office employees, they did not steal the money, right? They helped Lenchos instead. So this story is kind of a little bit funny. Anyway, here is your oral comprehension check. Was Lencho surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? The answer is not at all. Answer given in page number 6. Please go through it. Question number 2. What made him angry? You know the answer? It's just a clue because he could not get the full amount, right? Okay. So students, this is the end of this chapter, A Letter to God. Now, what is the moral lesson of this story? Let me just briefly explain in one sentence, okay? So the moral lesson of this story is that extreme faith in the Almighty God, okay, can give you a hope even in the darkest times. So if you have a hope, okay, if you really believe in God, that nothing is impossible, yeah. So whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve it in your life. As long as you have a faith in God, God will surely give us or you a hope even in the darkest times, okay? And here today, students, I would like to give you some homework, just a few questions, 3 or 4 questions. And those questions are based on the HSLC norms. Even the marking schemes are the same. So I'm going to give you 4 questions, and each question carries 2 marks, okay? So 2 marks means you do not need to write much, okay? So write the answers around about 30 to 40 words, okay? So if you have a pen and a paper handy with you, go for it. So the first question is, what was who was Lencho, question mark, and what were his main problems? Let me repeat, who was Lencho, question mark, and the same question continues, what were his main problems? So the mark is 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Next question, give a brief description of the view from Lencho's house. Give a brief description of the view from Lencho's house. Lencho's apostrophe S house, okay? So that 2 carries 2 marks. And the third question, why did Lencho write a letter to God? Why did Lencho write a letter to God? Okay. And the final question is, why and how did the postmaster help Lencho? So there are 2 questions. Why and how did postmaster help Lencho? So it's for 2 marks again. Okay, so students, that is the end of the story. And remember that there is one more textbook, okay? Your supplementary English textbook, the Footprints. That textbook is for self-study, okay? So you need to study at home by yourself. This is to improve your vocabulary and to improve your communication skill, okay? And I will give you the syllabus very soon as your exam is drawing very near. Okay, so students, keep studying, and thanks for watching. You take care. I'll see you in my next class, okay? Have a good one. Bye bye.